Alright, hello ladies and gentlemen, I am back, and I am Natanas Likens. How's everybody doing today? So, I hate when I say that, and I think it all the time. Uh, as you can tell from our little living space here, I have cleaned up a good chunk of the shulker boxes. So, our redstone boxes are back where they belong in the ender chest, and we had a couple of the dye boxes out. So we had the green out, we had the brown out. I was still in the process of filling up the cyan because that's a little bit more of a problematic one to fill. And then I think we had one other sitting out. I still don't know what this one's for. That must be the light blue because I don't see light blue. Yeah, that's probably for the light blue that I just never did. We got a few bits and bobs here that we still need to figure out. Where I was just randomly putting stuff. Yes, that's a good point. Where, yeah. So today is probably going to be a little bit of a. What have I got that still on me? Yeah. It's the other one that I meant to take with me. Today's probably going to be like a bit of a grindy bit because we need to just gather some resources. I just put this up and we're bringing it right back out. Brilliant. And you can tell from the gold choker boxes. Why did I do that? That these, we're going to fill these up, and we're going to fill those up with sand. We're going to go get more sand. I want to drop these off at the dark oak area, and then let's just take this with us. Remind us that we also need to get dark oak at some point, because we don't exactly have a whole lot of dark oak. I would like to get at least 2 shulker boxes full of that. But for the moment, the main goal is we're just going to gather up sand, make sandstone, and then hopefully we're going to take 2 of these and convert it into maybe even 3 of them and convert it into smooth sandstone. We're going to play it by ear on that because it's going to take a while to get all that. It's a lot of resources we're going to have to gather. So, like I said, we're going to start off by dropping off these over here. We'll keep the apple. I do want these, because dark oak is kind of a pain in the butt to grow. They need to make it to where we get more saplings from dark oak, because I'm tired of not getting enough saplings from a tree to replant that same tree. Luckily, we've gotten pretty dang lucky on the saplings for the pale oak. We got just a bare minimum setup for the pale oak. Just something that allows us to get it from that. So let's just replant these. They're not going to grow because we're not going to be over here, but when we come back, it will. Why is this? Okay. And we're -1 sapling here. Just run around for a second, see if I see another one. Yep, here we go. Now we're going to be -3. I'll just leave it in the box. We're going to put this one over here. And yeah, right there. We'll leave it in the box. Along with that and these. Eat the apples, because the apples are good for you. I actually love apples. My favorite is actually Golden Delicious, but we haven't had any Golden Delicious apples around this area in a while. Every time I go to buy apples, they don't have any. Kind of bums me, because like I just said, I love apples. Been eating too much garbage here lately, too many candies. Alright, before we get too far on that, let's just go ahead and do this. Not really enough to fully encase our inventory, but there we go. Now we can start going. Let's go up here first. Knock these out. And cactus is going to be in the way. Let's put the cactus somewhere in this village. I don't even know if this village is still alive. I haven't even looked or paid attention to it in a while. There's a villager down there. I don't think it is still alive. I think all the villagers have died off from all the time I've been over here mining. Just gathering sand. That's fine, I don't really like the villagers. The desert villagers, I don't like the way they look. Cool, that's fine. Alright, let's get back to what we're over here for. How's everybody's day going so far? My day is, I can't really say anything good or bad. It's been not really wet, it's just kind of overcast, and it's supposed to storm later here. So, I guess you could say it's been good. Not really anything going on over here. Which is good. I don't want anything going on. I was thinking about doing some redstone. I want to install like a couple of auto crafters, but I don't want them to auto craft anything. I want them to be set up so that I can make them auto craft whatever it is I want. So think of it more like a vending machine. Like I walk over to the vending machine, instead of pushing a button to get something that's inside of it, I am putting stuff inside of it to create something. So I can set it up and I could turn all this sand into sandstone if I wanted. Though I still have a major problem with doing things like that because it's so much faster to do it yourself. There's only a few items in game where it'd be quicker to have a machine do it, and one of those is a dispenser, like an auto dispenser. Mostly because of the bows. Bows are a giant problem. And I did make one in my creative world, so I do have something I could potentially bring over here. Though I don't really see a huge need for it. I think what I could do, just thinking about it, I could potentially jerry-rig one that, instead of being this massive redstone contraption, it could just be like you push a button, it'll give you a dispenser. The only real problem is the bows. We need something that's going to make bows for us. which also means we're going to need a lot of sticks. And I would like to set that up so that we got a visual indicator that we are good on sticks. And string. I don't know where I'd put it. Actually, we gotta stop for a second anyway to sleep. Yeah, so I gotta clear this area out and fill it in. This is all gonna be a giant farm area eventually. I figured that's where the city would get its food. I was just thinking we could do right over here, in between the auto chicken cooker and the gunpowder farm. I think I could fit in, yeah, I think I could fit in an auto dispenser maker here. I'll have to design, like, I'm thinking of a different kind of setup because there's one. So there's the original idea for the auto crafters that I had a very special setup where it was literally counting out how much of something it made based on what it took to make it. I know that's it's just words that I just said. That doesn't make a lot of sense. Basically, it's got a counter on it, but the counter is not for how long it runs. The counter counts how many times something has been crafted. So if I put 6 pieces in there, well, actually, it doesn't count it counts how many pieces you need. So if, let's say, like sandstone, if you need 1 piece of sandstone, it takes 4 sandstone. So it's going to dispense 4 pieces of sand based on, hey, that item is gone. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And every time it takes an item out of the system, it just counts that up. So it's a little bit harder to explain like that, but I think I could set it up to where I could make exactly 64 with that method instead of, because I think what they usually do is like a timer, like it counts ticks, but instead of ticks, I'm counting items. It is a little bit slower. I will admit my redstone tends to be slower. But what I've noticed in my own solo world compared to what other people do and trying to mimic it is every time it counts. Oh, that's it on this. It's fine, we're making sandstone anyway. I know that doesn't make any sense. It always doesn't. Like, anytime I try to explain how I'm seeing things in my mind, it's just kind of like, well, you gotta understand X, Y, and Z, and I'm not very good at explaining things. I thought I was. You know, there for a while I wanted to do, like, explanation videos and everything, but then I quickly realized in the last one that I did, that I was like, this just, I'm rambling, and then I go off on a tangent talking about something else. And that was, what was it I was talking about? I think I was talking about redstone signals and comparators. Redstone signals, comparators, and repeaters. Which had been done 1,000 times. It's nothing new. The only thing new about it, with me doing it, it was me doing it. Just trying to make a redstone video. And I wanted to start off very bare bones basic. I know everybody's seen that and blah, blah, blah. But I was trying to get like a feel for doing it myself and explaining it. Because, you know, there are probably kids out there that have come across Redstone for the first time. They're like, oh, how do I do this, this, and this? Or you got adults that have been playing Minecraft for years, but they never got into Redstone, and they're trying to get into Redstone instead of either bugging somebody to help them build a redstone contraption or watch somebody else's tutorial on how to build a redstone contraption. So they're trying to learn it for themselves, which is kind of where I'm somewhere at the crossroads between having to watch tutorials, which I don't really do too much anymore, unless I'm looking for something specific because I don't know how to do something, or being a redstone genius, which I don't know. Like, nobody's said, "Oh my gosh, it's an amazing system." And I have like 3 or 4 redstone videos out there of things I've made, and the reception of them is just kind of, it's like nobody saw it. Nobody knows that that video exists. Nobody knows that that contraption exists. Or they just don't think mine is good enough. Of course, a lot of mine are semi-automatic. The automatic stuff is kind of, I don't see it as necessary, because then that would just cause, if you're playing on a server, that would just cause issues. And a few of the servers that I've played on over the years, they want, if you do redstone on those servers, they're like, we want it to be able to shut off. So if you're not on, it's not active, kind of thing. So I started designing redstone circuits that don't have to, that they're not on 100% of the time. Like, you have to be there. So I make a lot of semi-automatic stuff, simply because of all those different servers that I've been on that are like, hey, we don't want it automatic. If you're not on, it shouldn't be running. Which makes perfect sense. I mean, if you're on a server, you got to be courteous to all the other players there. If you've got a horrible lag machine that you've created, I know one server we were having a lot of issues with lag, and I even was like, is it me? Did I do something wrong with this? And I even had them come over and look, and they're like, no, what you've done here isn't going to create any lag, so it's not you. And I was like, okay, thank you for checking. They're like, no, thank you for informing us. It's like, we'd rather have somebody tell us or ask us about their stuff than not say anything. So, how did we not... Wait, what is going on here? How did we end up... Oh, because we were probably standing on it, and I picked it up after... Okay, yeah, that makes sense. We're gonna go up here. Oh, hi. I see you guys over there. Are you gonna come towards me? Actually, we probably want to be cutting through, like, right here. Eventually, we'll probably end up mining all that, but, you know, for now, whatever. Again, I say this is a resource that we desperately need an infinite source of. I mean, otherwise, it's just, players are just destroying deserts. I mean, technically, I think you could if you had, like, a husk farm. Because I think husks have a chance of dropping sand. But there's no way to actually convert them convert zombies into husk. I think we're gonna take this bed and move it. Wait. I'm not getting the message that my spawn point was reset. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Okay, so we're like right here. I'm only going to do this a layer at a time because if you don't, like, I hate it when the blocks fall, the sand blocks, and you can't get them because they don't register that they fell in front of your shovel, so they don't get mined, and now you got a block in your way. But anyway, back to the main thing, the redstone. So I think there is a way for me to make a dual system where I could go up to it, push it, and it would give me one dispenser, or I could push a button, it'll make like a whole, it'll make 64 of them, basically. I think there is a way for me to do that. Yeah, here we go. We'll demonstrate this. Yeah, see, that block fell right in front of me. Oh wow, my inventory must have been full for a while. No, I know that's not right. This will stop like right here. Yeah, we should be able to do that. Like, if I could actually set it up to where instead of counting I'd have to be in a creative world to do that. Because I've got an idea of how that would work, but I don't know if it actually would work. Without actively throwing down redstone, I'm not sure how that would all come together. And we got a lot of resource gathering today, so I'll just have to brainstorm it as we go along. See, what I really need is I need a Jarvis beside me, like, coming up with the redstone stuff. And not really coming up with it, but I would tell it, like, you know, put this here, put that there. And then we kind of, like, formulate how this would work. Because I think, like, the counter circuit would have to be separate from the individual one. And I'm not really sure what the counter is actually going to need to be counting. It would work the exact same way. So with the one system I have in my creative world, it's got a redstone clock on it. And basically the counter allows the redstone clock to go. So as long as there's items in the counter, then the redstone is allowed to continue. The redstone clock is allowed to continue. The moment that there's not any items in the clock or in the counter, the clock will shut off. Now, obviously, the clock's going to have to. And actually, that kind of works because I know without seeing it, you're going to be like, "What is he talking about?" it's just brainstorming right now. So, effectively, I could hook up the clock to the auto crafter that makes the dispensers, and I can also set up the clock to not only make the dispensers but make a single bow. So we fill the system up with bows, okay, and we fill everything up. And anytime we'd have to put the bow on a timer or on a delay, so that the dispenser gets made, then it makes a new bow to replace the bow it just used. So the bow is ready to go before the next round. So basically, I don't have anything to put, but here, let's use a cactus. So just to kind of give a visual representation of what I'm thinking. So we're gonna need more cactus to show this in a process. So the counter activates, it's got all of its items in there, and it activates a redstone clock. The redstone clock then activates the first crafter that crafts the dispensers, and the signal also goes to another crafter that crafts the bows. And then once that's done, it actually circles back around to the counter and it dispenses one of its items so that now it's counted one. So effectively, we've made one dispenser. Then the process starts over. So it counts that one. The signal still goes through to the redstone clock. The redstone clock activates the first auto crafter. That auto crafts a dispenser. Then another auto crafter crafts a new bow to replace the one that was just used. That signal goes off and around back to our clock, and the clock counts down 2. So now we've made 2, and it just keeps cycling, just like that. These are going to be in my way, so we're going to move them. So that kind of gives you an idea of what I'm thinking at the moment. It's a little bit difficult to help everybody visualize what's in my head if we're not actually doing redstone, because we're doing like just mundane like farming. I wonder if this will I wouldn't go very far. I thought this would be a big one. That was a little bit bigger. Why is it not updating like all of those? That should all like, okay, whatever. Well, that wasn't even on that wasn't even done on purpose. I was trying to get rid of these. But yeah, that should work. We should be able to do that. And then for the counting, we can actually bypass that just to make one dispenser. Now, making a full stack of 64 may end up being a little bit slow, but... And actually thinking about making just the one should be fairly easy. All we gotta do is connect into that same circuit and make sure that when we press the button, we craft one dispenser and one bow to replace the bow that we just used. Yeah, that shouldn't be very difficult at all. That should be a fairly straightforward little circuit to make. I'd have to arrange it a little bit because I want to be able to know about any given resource in there, especially for the bows, because without the bows it breaks the whole thing. And I think, yeah, without the bows it would most definitely start making droppers instead of dispensers, because it needs the bow. And cobble. I don't think cobble would be an issue. I'd have to figure out the timing on that. I don't think it'd be that big of a deal, because if I've got the dispenser, I can feed the cobble in here, I can feed the redstone in there, we can feed the bows in from the back, and then it's going into wherever the storage is this way. If we got time today, we may do some redstone crafting, because I like the idea of having this dispenser thing. I don't know if there's enough room over there to also do droppers, but droppers they're not nearly as annoying. The biggest problem with the dispensers is the bow. Because with that little circuit, I could also have the bows being made at the same time. It'd have to be... Could we feed the signal in from the back and have the resources? No. No, yeah, we could, because we have one side of it feeding in the string, one side of it feeding in the sticks. Sticks are not a big issue to get. String, I just have to fly out to the one farm, and I would want a visual confirmation on if I have enough string and sticks. I'd also need a way into it, so I could fill up the string and sticks. Which technically, I don't really actually need that. I could just make a system that would automatically bring it up and sort it, but that's more of a hassle than anything. It's not necessary. We could just feed it in the old-fashioned way. That's not a huge deal to do that. Just go up to the chest and fill it in. I would want a reverse signal, though. I would want to be able to see the light come on indicating that I needed something rather than it's full. Is that how I want to do it, or do I want the light to show me that it's empty? Now, the crafter wouldn't be empty. It would be the actual dispenser. I can't let the crafter get empty without doing a whole different setup. The crafter would have to constantly have everything it needs in there. And thinking about it, we would need an extra bit of delay, because the items in the crafter would fill up like every one tick. So with the with the cobblestone, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 ticks. The whole system cannot produce another one for 7 ticks because we need everything to be guaranteed full. So the only one we'd be waiting on is the stone. That's not a huge deal. We could easily put a delay on the return circuit. So basically, when I say return circuit, I'm thinking like the circuit that says, okay, dispense an item so that we count. And we could put the actual counting on a 7-tick delay. And that should ensure that we get the maximum amount of cobblestone into the system before it starts again. Yeah, it should work that way. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't. We get done if we got time today, and we get done with all this gathering that I want to get done. We're gonna play around with some redstone because I feel like building something. Just gathering resources all the time is just such a pain in the butt. That's part of the reason why I haven't gotten a lot done. There's multiple reasons why, and that's one of them, just the sheer amount of gathering. The other one is just coming up with ideas. Like, I've been staring at pictures of steampunk for a while and trying to think, okay, how do I translate this in Minecraft? First and foremost, we don't have any round blocks. I know a lot of people make cogs and everything. And I've seen them do that, and I'm like, okay, that's how you would do this. I could make a cog for this building and that. The real issue comes to, okay, how do I translate these color palettes and everything? And people, like this building here is completely stone brick. And I know a lot of people are like, but it's just stone brick. It's boring. So it's like, well, there's not a whole lot I can do to add in color variation. And I think that whole debacle and why I've started latching on to redstone is because it's more something has changed with me. And I'm a lot more logical thinking now. I don't know when that happened, but it did. Used to, I was a lot more artistic minded, but now I'm more like logic and everything. I don't know why. It just kind of happened. But yeah, what do you guys think? What do you think? Should I, once we get done with all this gathering today, should we go work on some redstone? I really think we should. I don't think I would need that big of an area either. I would need a little bit of space. What are you guys doing here? Hey, I want an audience, but I don't want you guys as an audience. You hear me? That was close. That was very close. I got down to 1 heart. Here, give me all this for my shovel. Okay, so I still have villager. So I still have mob heads. Okay. I was thinking the other day, I don't remember if I've got mob heads. Give me the flag, thank you. I have so many of these now. I've let a lot of these despawn too. I've had to deal with so many stupid pillagers. Okay, this I need to keep. Oh, great. I was gonna say, is there a chest over here? I don't remember if I ripped out all the chests over here. It's been so long. Apparently I ripped out that bed. Let's just do this real quick. I don't want to accidentally drink that. I don't know where they're even coming from either. Thinking about it. I'll never remember that's there, but... Hi. Alright, back to it. At least we're uncovering some sandstone, so when I need to do this again, we'll have sandstone that we can just straight up mine. This is probably the only section of the city that's going to be a while before I start working on it. I don't even know what to put out here. I'm thinking like we need to have like the industrial stuff out here. Because if I put any grass down, it's going to turn to that nasty like brownish color. The one thing I wish they would have done is anytime you terraform something, it actually terraforms the biome. So instead of being a desert still, this could end up being like something else. There's literally a path down there. Now, is there any other redstone things I ought to do? I can't think of anything that I need. I don't need a great big redstone sorting machine for any reason. I'll never understand those YouTubers that do that. I also don't understand the ones that don't keep their stuff sorted. Like, I'm not that bad about it. And typically, I know that I've got a shulker monster in there, but I know where everything is, roughly. We've done this several times in videos, so I'm not going to do it again, but I have a rough idea of where everything is because I remembered where I put it. Even 2-3 years later, I still remember where everything is. It's because I have, like, a system. Like, I try and keep things organized in a way that I understand where it is. Like, you put all the stone together, you put all the wood together, any kind of red blocks go in a certain area. Granted, I have nether brick over there that's not with the brick, and the brick is not with the granite. but I know roughly where everything is. And see, if you keep a system like that, you don't have to worry about anything. You just know where it is. You put it back. Now, I do admit I have a few places for junk, but I'm talking like literal junk. The way I look at storage systems is it's controlled chaos. It may be everywhere and spread out, but it's controlled. It's in a chaotic, controlled mess. We may have to go to the Ender, repair the shovel. Because we don't even have one box full yet. You know, one of the things I wish I had done before I upgraded to 1.21 or gone past 1.20 is got a whole bunch of netherite tools made. Because now I need to go find an upgrade piece if I ever lose any of my tools. Which means I gotta attack a bastion. Which also means I've got to go find a fresh bastion. Because it's not going to be in any of the ones that I've already spawned in. I'm not looking forward to that. That's something that I'm definitely skipping for a while. I don't want to deal with that. That's the main reason why I refused for so long to upgrade to 1.20. I didn't like the system that they implemented for netherite. It was already a giant pain in the butt. Now you're going to make it harder. Oh, we got that whole back section to do. But then you're going to make it harder by forcing us to need another item. We already needed like 4 netherite, which, depending on how you want to look at it, is either really difficult or really stinking easy. I'm kind of on the fence on it. There's easy ways to get it, but it's such a giant pain in the butt to do it. It's not like I'm sitting at a farm just bringing in tons of netherite. There's only so much within a given chunk. So you can find anywhere from 1 to 3 in a given chunk. That's per chunk. That's not like you find 1 to 3 in a cluster within a chunk. That's per chunk. And if you don't find it in that chunk, well, either you keep searching or you keep moving on. Which is why they started doing the whole blasting to find it. Because netherrack is easily destroyed, but netherite is not. Or ancient debris, I should say. I think doesn't it have like one of the highest explosive resistances in the game? I think the only thing that's higher is reinforced deep slate or reinforced obsidian. I don't remember which one it is. It's either reinforced deep slate or it's reinforced obsidian. You know, it's been so long, I don't even remember what this desert looked like. And it's not like I can just recreate the world and go about it, because this world started off in 1.17, okay? It should tell you right there how old this world is. So it started off in 1.17. Um, the Caves and Cliffs expansion came along, and I was like, okay, I want the giant things of copper, the veins of copper, because I'm going to need a lot of copper for doing steampunk. So I upgraded to 1.19. I skipped 1.18 and went straight to 1.19. And now we're in 1.21. So yeah, I can't just go back and recreate this world because the generation's going to change. The original generation in 1.17 is very different from what it is in 1.19, and it's still not the same in 1.21. It's completely different, which really makes it a giant pain in the butt when I'm trying to find things. Debating if we should go ahead and go fix the shovel. Probably, probably should. That literally despawned right in front of me. That's another thing we gotta work on at some point. The nether is still unfinished. Uh, Maybe one day we'll get to the point where we can just stream, make videos, and not be bothered. Because we got a lot of work to do still. A lot of work. Got a long way to go. At least for now, we got good music. I don't know if this is going to get hit with copyright, though. I know the commercials will. So I have to be very careful of those. I love how a lot of the music I've been finding says that it's royalty free, but then I get hit on YouTube. And it's not like I can just ask somebody, be like, hey, where do I get some music that's copyright free? And the reason I say that is a lot of content creators have rules for not self-promoting on their own channels. So if I'm asking like for that, I've been told many times that that's self-promotion. I'm like, come on. And some of the people that don't mind it, they're such small content creators. Like what I mean by is they got like a channel specifically for self-promoting. They're such small channels that you don't really get any kind of help from them. I don't think my traffic has improved at all from some of the people I've been part of. And if I'm wrong about that, let me know. If you're here on YouTube, you're still watching, you're still listening to what I've got to say, and you came because I was following somebody and posted in their self-promotion, and you know for a fact that that's what happened. Like, you remember following me because of a self-promotion channel. Like, let me know, because as far as I know, that doesn't work. Now, I'm not trying to be a downer. I'm just saying that at this point, I don't know what works, what doesn't. We got 93 followers on YouTube, and that's it. I think it went down to 92. We were at 93. It's down to 92. Not. Anytime I ask for feedback, I don't get any, so I don't know what's working and what's not working. I've been looking at the analytics on it, and the analytics don't show anything. One day does not mean any difference. It's not like everybody's watching my stuff on Saturday as opposed to Monday. It doesn't seem to matter. And then on top of that, the hours watched it's kind of insulting, actually. It's like, for some reason, we have like 93 people that watch like the first 6 seconds of a video, and that's it. And it's like, okay, are you watching or not? Why are you subscribed if you're watching like 6 seconds and then turning it off? Like, what is going on there? And then the actual subscribers, like, this is the weird thing. Like, I'm looking at the actual subscribers, and there's like 20 listed. Like, Mark, Serlio, you both are not on my list of subscribers. If you're out there and you watch this, I don't think you watch Minecraft, which is kind of insulting that you guys pitched a fit at one particular video all of a sudden. Oh, I forgot I got the shovel, I got the tools thing. Okay. I forgot that I had that mod. So it's kind of, like I was saying, for Mark and Serlio, it's kind of insulting that you guys came over and bitched at a certain video. You know what video I'm talking about, and both of you you're my friends, but screw off. Like, your political garbage is BS. I don't think you'll watch this anyway because it's Minecraft, but you're not even listed as subscribers. And those two people are actually real life friends. But after that, after the comments that they made on that one video, I always knew that our political differences were major. I didn't think they were that big, though. We're heading off to the ender. The shovel's almost broken. Yeah, I've got plenty of endstone over here. I still haven't finished this room. And then this is just the resources from mining out this area. Yeah, a lot of stone. I've got stone everywhere. Eventually, I need to finish this room off, too. Hello. What are you all doing? That actually surprisingly works really well. Alright. Bye-bye. Bye-bye to you guys. Till next time. I still haven't finished this out. This has got my old logo on it. This was built back when I was trying to have a Iron Man motif for my channel. But then I got a little bit paranoid about copyright. Because I figured if I ever got big enough, which apparently is not going to happen, and I wanted to do like what was it called, like clothing merchandise. If I ever wanted to do like clothing merchandise, I couldn't do Iron Man. It just would never work. I'd be in serious deep water with Marvel. So I decided to get rid of the Iron Man motif. I still got the skin on my skin list. It is a skin that I did use for a while. Like, some of my first videos, like, of me messing around with replay mod and trying to figure out how to make time lapses. I'm wearing that skin for those. All right, let's go sleep and come right back to this. Yeah, so the very early days I was rocking Iron Man. I think like I think this is my first custom skin. Like, this isn't based on, well, it's sort of not based on anything. I think the original version of this skin, let's go ahead and I don't have the inventory space. I want to leave the wings on because there's that ugly cape, which is the creeper cape. I actually don't like the capes. I wish we could just do something with the elytra to not have it be this plain ugly gray and then not have the cape. Like, let us select the capes as the elytra as well, where we can have, like, either we can have a cape and it also applies to the elytra, or it just applies to the elytra. I don't like the capes. Like this, I don't like this. It's ugly. It looks terrible. I want one or the other. Anyway, so I think the skin was originally something else. I don't remember, but then I went through. I did. Ooh, excuse me. I did a lot of heavy edits on it, and wow. So one of the original things about this skin, and you can't really make it out with the stupid cape in the way, but there's a Master Ball on my back, so a Pokemon Master Ball on the back of it, and that was originally a cause for concern because I was like, again, if I ever do merchandising, I can't use that. That's a Pokemon thing. That's copyright. And so I said, to heck with it. And for the longest time, the back was just white. And I didn't like it. I did not like it. It just was, it felt empty, like it was missing something. But eventually, I want to say like a year or two ago, when I realized that we're not getting anywhere. We're never going to be big like any of the Hermitcraft members or whatever Jay Schlatt and all those goofballs are part of. We're never going to be big like that. So and I mean, like, even now, I'm talking to myself. Like, there's nobody here. There's nobody in my chat at the moment. It says that I have one viewer. and it always says it's one viewer, so I think it counts myself while I'm watching chat. So I just eventually said to heck with it. I put the Pokeball back on there. The watch is not actually a watch. That is a Mega Evolution band from Pokemon. I just put a purple gem in it because, you know, whatever, purple, it kind of matches up with the outfit. It's just similar enough that it works. And then I put the arc reactor on the chest because, you know, Iron Man and everything. Heck, I'm wearing an arc reactor shirt as we speak. And then on my finger there, you can see a little green pixel. That's actually supposed to be a Green Lantern ring. So I nerded out. I added the Pokeball back in. I added Iron Man and then Green Lantern. Green Lantern is not one of my favorite characters. I came to the conclusion that if I had a superpower based on DC, it would probably be a Green Lantern ring. I would probably be part of the Lantern Corps. Just flat out, I would probably be part of the Lantern Corps. I don't think anything else would make sense for me to not have. Again, if I ever got to the point where I could do merchandising, that would not fly. None of that would. But I severely doubt we get that far ever. I mean, I want to keep the optimism that it'll go good, but, you know, here we are after 3 years of doing this stuff and we're falling in a hole. And I severely doubt any of the people that I mentioned before would. And you got to understand what I'm saying here. I'm not saying I want them to or anything. I don't think they would endorse my channel, be like, hey, go watch this guy. I don't think any of them ever would. And a lot of them, I don't think I would want to. I don't want anything to do with them anymore. We got too many sticks now. We're not going to get into it on as far as the why. I wouldn't want any of them saying, hey, go watch him. Because it's basically political stuff. And I've talked my head off too much about political stuff. It's just one of those things where, you know, what do I talk about? And I end up talking about that stuff even though I don't want to talk about that stuff. So, yes, that is the main reason why I don't think any of them would. And I wouldn't want them to anyway. Although, I will say this. I've been, once again, even months and months and months after I've cut ties with all of these people, all of these YouTubers, I've stopped watching their content completely, except for like one. I'm still having dreams about being with them. I dreamt the other day that I was at a concert with a couple of them. I don't know what concert we were at. We were just at a concert. It was one of those, like, you know where you are, but why you are there and what exactly it is you're doing, you don't know. You know what you're at. I know it was a concert. No idea who the concert was for. Heck, I think there's only one person in that entire group that we didn't have Well, maybe two would have similar musical taste. More sticks. Actually, let's go put this in. Let's go put these over in here. It's not so much that I want to keep them as it is a reminder that we've still got stuff. We got the bottle over there. The ominous potion. I couldn't think of it. I was like, what is the name of that stupid thing? So if you can't tell from the background music, let's talk about music for a second. So if you can't tell from the background music, I like a little bit heavier sound. Don't bring your pop or your rap anywhere around me. I don't like either one of them. It's got to have a heavy beat to it. Like, I got to be able to hear the drums going absolutely crazy. The more fast-paced it is, the better. The crazier it is, the better. I love the heavy sounds. Especially like the guitar licks and everything. Like, I love the guitar licks. If you could imagine the Doomslayer killing demons to that song, then I would probably like it. I'll leave it to you like that. We'll say it like that. Do you know, I haven't actually, in no video have I actually been like, hey, this is what I'm all about. This is what I like. So let's talk about some of the things that I like. Because I talk too much about things I don't like. Way too much. And I know that's probably a turn off. So let's start with the one thing that I'm constantly told is a good conversation starter for for dating, for meeting women, and that is food. What is my favorite food? So my favorite food is actually pizza. I love pizza. Eat my weight in pizza if I could. Favorite type of pizza? It kind of depends. Like, I love Supreme. Just don't put any onions on it. I think onions just absolutely destroy everything. But yeah, Supreme I absolutely love. I'm a big fan of pineapple on pizza. So ham and pineapple. If you don't like that, go away. Don't tell me pineapple doesn't belong on pizza, because I've seen a lot of weird things. Sardines don't belong on pizza. Onions don't belong on pizza. Onions don't belong on anything. But yeah, ham and pineapple, absolutely love it. And then outside of like pizza, I do like Italian food. I would much prefer Italian food over any other type. Or even pseudo-American Italian. Any day. Like, let's go grab a thing of pasta. Let's see, what else? Like American barbecue and hot dogs and things like that. Like anything that you would think that's just pure American. Definitely love. Like, I love burgers. I love steaks and hot dogs and pork chops and all that stuff. But that's kind of just bare bones basic. I wouldn't technically say that that's American, but I wouldn't. I've never seen it anywhere else. Okay, let's just go ahead and drop these off. It's actually lunchtime. I should probably get off and get some lunch. This is going to take us all day, isn't it? Yeah, I can't even. Chinese food. I love Chinese food. That's another one. Though I'm gonna say that it's the American style of Chinese food is what I really like. I know that sounds probably sacrilegious, but right. Fried rice. Well, I don't eat fried rice too often. I usually get just white rice, and then egg rolls and things. Like, oh, love it. I'm probably. I wish I could do that. I've got a lot. We got a lot of chicken that I've got to eat and start eating that up before it goes bad. I don't mind. There's some Korean foods that I don't mind. Like basically any kind of Asian foods I really love. There's a few of them that I'm like, no, thank you. But I do like a good chunk of that, especially sushi. I love sushi. It's so good. Which is hilarious because I'm not a big fan of fish. But if I eat it in the form of sushi, I absolutely love it. I don't. I do like grilled fish. I don't like um, fried fish. My extended family is from like the Gulf Coast and everywhere, and then some of it's in other places, but they tend to fry a lot of fish, and I've never liked it. But grilled fish and sushi, I can stand. And tuna is one of my favorites, actually. Like tuna fish sandwich, oh, so good. I'd rather have tuna fish than uh, chicken salad. I don't know why. I don't like chicken salad as much as I like tuna fish. I know we're saying don't likes again, but it's just like comparing the two foods. What else could we talk about? Like movies. I'm your typical guy as far as movies. Like I don't want to watch a sappy movie. I don't care to see about somebody's love life or see true love and all that. In fact, I don't even think true love's a real thing. I think that's a falsehood. True love is a falsehood. The irony of what I just said there. I say that because there's a particular reason why I started making videos. If you can put two and two together on that and who I've talked about that inspired me to watch, you could probably figure that out. But that's another pipe dream that I've kind of given up on. Especially at my age too, like screw it. I don't think I'll ever find anybody. And again, at my age, I've kind of given up. There's no point in looking anymore. Because at my age, the only way I would ever find anybody is probably because I have a lot of money, and I don't. And if you think money is not important, ask all the people that have gotten divorced over money. Like money is more important than love. There's no doubt in my mind on that. If love were more important than money, then I'd be doing this as a living now, and I don't. And that's because the people that think they love me complained about money. They bitched and whined about money. So they care more about money than anything. It's about to be night again. Speaking of which, I think they're home. I hear the dogs outside. And it is about lunchtime, so we will have to wrap this up. I may do a little redstone circuit here because I feel like we're eating up time with having to craft it. So I may set up a little auto crafter over here just to make all this into sandstone. So we may end up doing a little bit of redstone. Oh my gosh. That whole area collapsed. So yeah, we're gonna do a little bit of stuff over here. Actually, before we go, yeah, let me fill this up. We're just gonna go ahead and do it because it's gonna be super simple. It's not an extremely complex thing that I wanna go ahead and do. It's very, very simple. So let's fill this stack up. Yeah, I don't want to use that. Let's use cobble, because I can make an infinite amount of cobble. I can make an infinite amount of dirt, but I don't have a whole lot of dirt at the moment. And I may need that for other things. You'll see what this is for in a minute. So, everything but one. Whoops. So we need that, and we need... Need that. I should never put these up, because I need these out. Should only need 4 of those. This guy. 4 of those, 2 of these, 2 of those, and we're just going to grab a handful of redstone dust. And how exactly did I do this over here? Thinking about it, if I did a line, that's not going to work. So, oh, I don't think I did a line. I think I know what I did. We're going to need another repeater. I need one more. One more repeater. We do need one of these. I might have... No, I don't. Trapdoor. So that should be everything I need. Nope, 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 nope. I am completely wrong on that. I need a crafter. Actually, I'm gonna need 2 crafters. I'm gonna need 2 more comparators. Maybe 1 more repeater. And that should be it. I think I've got enough. 64 polished diorite should be enough for a platform. Alright, so we'll start off with the redstone. Or the, here, let's... I don't know why I took those, but I did. Let's clear that away. Okay, so... That's going to go there. This is going to go here. That's going to go here. So this is sandstone. Put 1 crafter there. This goes here, here, and there. boink, boink. Put that there. We're going to put it in subtract mode. Put this here, that there. This is going to go here. That goes there. So now that should power that. That will break it. We'll go into there. I didn't bring any glass with me. We're going to need some glass. Alright. Now, it goes here, that goes there. Redstone. Redstone. The part worked, but it wasn't meant to. Yeah, we're not going to be able to open that. That's fine. So now, we got to power this guy without powering anything else. That's the tricky part. No, it's not. We just need to bring this out one. We'll do it this way. Well, no, this is supposed to feed into that. I can't open that to feed. So that's where we'll feed all the sand into. So that will go there. Might actually need another. Oh, I need a crafting table. I need a crafting table to do that. So, I don't think that will activate anything. Let's get... I just want to make sure. So I don't think it activated anything. Alright. So this should work. Now the real question is, let's this one is full. So this, I put it there, it should break this. That's on a full tick delay, so it broke it and it put a new one. Okay. And it went right in there. So all we need is a little bit of glass to make sure it doesn't go anywhere we don't want it to go. Except for right there, we ain't got a choice in that spot. It shouldn't go anywhere back here because that's going to be in the way. This is going to be pushing down, so it shouldn't pop up. We really just need glass right there and here. So, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 pieces of glass is all we need. That way I can just dump all of the sand all at once in there and just let it run. It'll do its thing. It's not gonna save me a ton of time doing that, but it will save at least a small fraction, and we can actually... I don't see why not. Oh, wait, I forgot this glass. It's sandstone. We'll leave it. I don't think this has anything but sand in it. We'll do this first. Yeah, I don't think it should pop out anywhere else. Because we got this right here, so it should be fine to sit there. The only problem I have with this is there's no way to turn the system off. So we may end up getting sandstone in there when we shouldn't. And the only reason I say that is because we're not going to have enough boxes. Once the boxes fill up. Yeah, so that should be good. Alright. We'll worry about that in a little bit. I am going to go take a lunch break. And I should be right. I'll come back. I don't really see a reason why I shouldn't. But yeah, we'll there's not anywhere for me to really chill for the moment, so I'm gonna come over here. I want that to run, and it should finish up and get us what we need. Do we not have any glass or anything over here? There's some bars. We'll take these. That's what I'll do. That'll be my new window here. This is just going to allow me to see out. Oh, that's a half slab. Give me the half slab then. Make our own little prison. I don't know what to do with this half slab. Let's just get rid of it. And then I can do that, and I'll have a bed right here so that I can sleep when I come back and everything. But yeah, we're just going to let that run, and between now and whenever I come back, and we'll check on it when I come back, and I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys after a little while, okay? I'll be back, get some lunch and everything, take care of the dogs, even though it sounded like the dogs are just out. But yeah, I'll be back. Until then, take care. Take care of each other, and God bless. Bye.